Good evening, good evening, good evening. 6 o'clock. I said I would do a live at 6 o'clock tonight, and here I am. I'm just trying to set my phone up properly because 1 minute it feels like everybody's miles away, and then 1 minute, that's better, isn't it? Ta-da! Right, what do I want to talk about on the live? I want to talk about what was my favourite bit. So it's been a week. It's been a week since Andover Rocks stopped. Literally, the Tipsy Gypsies took the stage a week ago at this time, 6 o'clock in the Foresters. And what a wonderful close it was. Wonderful close. Although my voice had almost gone at that point, it really was a wonderful closing ceremony. It's not our... We don't usually do acoustic set as Tipsy Gypsies. We are an electric band, but the challenge is always good, right? The challenge is always good. I've been asked a lot of questions, so I'm going to answer some of these questions tonight. What was my favourite bit, or what was my standout moment? And if you've got one, I can see there's a couple of people watching. If you can tell me your favourite moment, that would be great. I think the youth stage was a standout moment for me. I'm trying to get comfortable. The youth stage was absolutely phenomenal, seeing the young people, most of those, it was the first time they'd performed. They'd had an audience to perform to. And their feedback was they really enjoyed having the space and being able to, like having a sound man. Ollie was great in there. Having a sound man do their sound, just giving them that space and a little bit of confidence to pursue what it is they wanted to do. So that was fab, and the bands in there were just great. We had an Andover band, the Wobblies. Big shout out to those guys because they're now playing at A-Fest as well. So if you missed the Wobblies at Rocks, then you'll be able to see them at A-Fest, which is the 26th of April. Shout out to A-Fest, which is the youth festival running in the High Street. It's a day festival, 26th of April. What else did I enjoy? I loved the chilled vibe on the Sunday after running around. So we'd met in town at 8 o'clock on the Saturday morning. Bear in mind, we'd done the Friday, and then on the Saturday, we met at 8 o'clock on the Saturday morning. Didn't finish until 2 o'clock on the Sunday morning. That was hectic. It was brilliant, but very, very, very busy. Did not stop. I'm not even sure. I had some pizza delivered in Ace. But that's, I think, apart from the breakfast and then the pizza, that was it. It just kept me going. I think my step count was something like 25,000 steps on Saturday, just around town. But the chill vibe on a Sunday was amazing. And I don't ever like going, I loved seeing so-and-so. But Joe Burke was just, I could sit in a field and listen to that guy forever. The sound that his guitar makes. And in the Gym Palace, it just sounded sensational with John doing the sound in there. So I think the chill vibe on the Sunday, just the three venues roaming around, it was a really nice wind down. Like there was still this fab energy, but it was chill. It wasn't running around like a headless chicken sort of thing. That's a really weird saying, isn't it? Running around like a headless chicken. Ever seen one? No. But I think most of the people, when I've been speaking to people, like, what was your favourite bit? Their answer has been just the collective happiness, the collective love that they felt, the community feel, that they feel isn't really around very much in Andover. And Andover Rocks seems to bring that togetherness, that closeness. So that was a lot of feedback from public. I asked the team, the Fantastic Rocks team, big shout out to the team. You are incredible, every single one of you. I asked the team what their sort of best moments were. And Ginger said some of the, hi Jeff, captain of the Foresters. Marcus said that his highlight was in the White Hart, the DJs were playing and some of their sons were coming along. So the sons and the fathers were DJing at the same time. And that was a really cool vibe. That must have been quite heartwarming, watching that. Kazoos. What is it? What was it with kazoos this year? I swear in every venue I went, there was a kazoo. Mark Farron, that's your fault. No, it's not actually just you, Mark. There was lots of kazoos. What is it? I don't know if I like a kazoo or if I find them annoying. I have not decided which way I fall with a kazoo. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what that was with this year. The 48, Mark also said the 48-week long. No, that that I held in the Rocks anthem. I don't know if you've listened to the Rocks anthem yet, but there is there is a note that I just decided to go a little bit wild on and held it for something like 22 beats, and that was quite funny. Somebody else said about the floor vibrations. Kazoo! Somebody else said about the floor vibrations and the white heart and just the sound of it going through the floor, hitting their chest like CPR. What an incredible way to describe the white heart. Did you ever think you'd have that in the White Hart in Andover? I didn't. But there we go. Rocks is full of surprises. Big shout out to Kate Stevens doing it for the girls. Not only did she vocal in Silent Your Bam Kazoo. Not only did she vocal for Silent Assassins, she was then in the tap for Black Cat Jam on the Saturday, as well as running 2 workshops, and then vocal for the Mighty Hump on the Sunday. So big shout out for Kate Stevens doing it for the girls. Loving that. Loads of feedback actually about the workshops, how women had found the self-defense really empowering. They loved that self-defense workshop. So that was really good feedback, because we try each year to bring different types of wellness and education to Rocks. Try have a go type scenario situation. Have a go at something you wouldn't necessarily try. Learn something. And that really went very well this year with those workshops. So we will look at doing some of those again next year. Yes, she is awesome. What else did I want to talk about? I was going to give you a total figure, but we're actually going to wait a little bit longer. We're going to wait a little bit longer for that. Let's see if we can get a few more donations in. That would be really quite cool. The project. I'm going to talk to you about the project. I'm going to announce the project. So the project Andover Rocks will be revealing is a sober cafe, because there's quite a few reasons we're doing this. I went through a period of 6 months with no alcohol, and I actually really enjoyed not having any alcohol, and I'm going to go back to that. Today is my last day, and I should go back to no alcohol. But what I noticed was there was nowhere I could go and watch live music without alcohol being present, whether that's my temptation to alcohol or other people's behaviour on alcohol or anything to do with alcohol. Wherever I go for music, there is alcohol. And it really made me sort of question, music and alcohol don't have to go together. What if alcohol is an issue? And for months, I didn't want to be anywhere near alcohol, just part of my journey. But I wanted to be able to high-side. I wanted to be able to still access music. And I found it really lonely and quite isolating that I couldn't go anywhere in an evening where there was no alcohol. So we are going to be opening, and I'm really proud of this project. I'm proud of all the projects that we've run over the years. But we're going to be opening a sober cafe. So once a month, you will be able to access live music with no alcohol in the building. Alcohol will not be allowed to be brought in, and you will not be drinking it in the building. Nobody will be drinking it. So it'll be a safe space to come and watch music and not have to worry about your behaviour or your temptation or anybody else's behaviour or anybody else's temptation with alcohol. So that is the project. And the musicians that will be playing have all participated in Rocks over the last 9 years. So it's a really good way of paying those musicians back as well. How that will progress, who knows? I think it's going to be really popular. I've had some very good feedback about the idea. So the first one is on Friday, the 24th of April. The venue is at Ace. So Ace was where we had the youth stage this year. Hi, Trevor. So as you're going down Bridge Street, opposite Faraway Pizza is Ace. For those old Andoverians of ours, the old Lloyd's TSB building, not even Lloyd's, was it? It was TSB, the old TSB building. Then it was a Chinese, and then it was not derelict, but empty for ages. That is now Ace. So that is going to be our sober cafe project, which is hugely exciting. And I think it's going to open avenues to other bits and pieces. Who knows? Maybe we'll have some workshops in there as well. And I can't remember all the months. I know Black Cat Jam are in June. And I think, hi Claire. I think Claire, you're doing January. This is just off the top of my head. I haven't got my list in front of me. No Can Do are doing the 24th of April. John Walsh is doing July, I think. Grant Sharkey is doing May. If you've not seen Grant, Grant is hilarious. Very good night out. But this was the other thing I was, talking about. I've got 5 children. Where can I go to take my children to see live music? Because I don't want to take them necessarily to pubs. And when I was younger, I would go to, my parents would take me to the Wolverstein Club, or to my relatives lived in Long Parish, so we'd go to Long Parish Cricket Club, and we'd see music there. But those venues aren't really accessible anymore, really. Well, I don't know the Wolverstein Club is, but anyway, by the by, you'll be able to bring your children to the cafe. Well-behaved children, well-behaved adults. Sounds good, doesn't it? I think that's all I've got to say. Keep spreading the word about what Andover Rocks is. We're not a charity yet. We are a community initiative. We will hopefully be a charity by the time our 10th year comes around. If you've got any funny memories, do message me. Oh, another standout moment. Hi, Simon. Another standout moment for me when we were gigging on the Friday. when we opened at the station, we're mid-song. We were doing Animal by Def Leppard, and a guy went down, and I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at the guy, and he's all right, and I've spoken to him since, and he was fine. It was a one-off sort of thing. But he'd gone down in the middle of the song, so we'd had to stop and everything. But I was completely unaware. I was so busy looking out at the crowd and looking at everybody jumping around. And I'm like, what's going on? And I turn around to look at Paul, the drummer, and there's no drums going on. I'm looking at Andy on my right, and he's like, I'm like, oh my God. So we sorted out the guy on the floor. I think Lisa Allen did some amazing sort of, got him into recovery position. He was up and he was gone. And then I looked at Joe, and Joe was like tuning in on the bridge, and it was as smooth as icing. 1, 2, straight in. And I think that memory will stick with me for a long, long time. Yeah, man down. So please do share your highlights, your best bits. Is there anything we can do differently? What else would you like to see at Rocks 2027? 2027 is already taking shape, quite a lot of shape. So if you've got ideas, do get in contact. If you would like to be part of the team, message the page. Awesome. Always do with volunteers on the day. We definitely do need some support crew. That is a lot, going from 8 in the morning till 2 the following morning. So we could really do with some extra support crew around there. Meanwhile, I hope you've had a wonderful Easter weekend. Some of you are still off tomorrow. I'm not. I've got to go back to work in the morning. But I've had a wonderful week after Rocks. Thank you all for making it so special and so wonderful, and appreciating. I know everybody involved appreciated the hard work of everybody else. Yeah. So thank you all very, very much, and we'll see you soon. Kazoo band. No, Mark.